Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the recording for skills at the rate 100 where for 100 days we are bringing for you 100 different speakers from all over the country.
The speaker is C. Ranjan Singhal, and we have learned about the DPDP Act, why it is important for every professional, and how it is impacting them.
So now, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 56th session of Skills at the Rate 100, where we are trying to bring for you 100 different experts for 100 different special topics which we are generally not very relevant or technology related or GST related. We are trying to bring the best speakers, and today's topic is very important because with the AI age moving in so fast, not all of us are able to control it. It means that every day it is changing. Before 2 months it was something else, before 6 months it was something else, and today it is completely different. Everything, every app is trying to integrate AI with it, whether it is Tally, Excel, or even the Gamma or any websites on everything like GPT. We are seeing every day they are competing with each other only. Like right now, Gemini's new model was very much better than other one. Earlier, Grok was better. ChatGPT is also trying to boost up. So with this comes laws and regulations, because uncontrolled thing is very dangerous. So there is one very important act which all of us professionals should know. The act is very important because we are holding a lot of client data, including sensitive information of client KYC, balance sheet, PLs, and other documents. So earlier, I don't know, matlab, without any regulations, what happens is that the junior staff or generally who is not so careful directly uploading in the GPTs, and iska summary bana do, iska ye bana do, wo bana do, all these are going on. So the act is DPDP Act, and we have a very special speaker, CA Ranjan Singhal, who is a fellow chartered accountant with over 8 years of professional experience advising organizations on data privacy, AI governance, and technology driven risk. His work focuses on helping business implement the DPDP Act, Digital Personal Data Protection 2023, and establish responsible AI governance frameworks aligned with ISO IEC 42001 using an internal control and audit ready approach. Also, he has a lot of achievements in his basket, namely, just give me 1 second. Innovation Impact Award 2025, Telesolutions Private Limited on CA Day. This year he has got the Innovation Impact Award. He is a national speaker at various AI innovation summits in Jaipur Tech and Technology Forums, Chartered Accountancy Practice, his core foundation, and many other things. So Ranjanji, thank you so much for accepting our invitation for this very important topic. Very excited to hear about this. Over to you. You can unmute yourself.
Thanks a lot. Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for such a nice introduction, Lokesa. And thanks a lot for giving me such a great opportunity on giving deliberation on the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, the buzzword that everyone is speaking about, how the data privacy is going to be in India. So, uh, everyone can see my screen. Am I audible and
Yes, yes.
visible now? Yeah.
The screen is visible, you are audible.
Thank you. So before we dive into the DPDP Act, allow me begin with the simple and something all of us have experienced, that small but strange moment in today's digital life, that I have downloaded an app in the my phone, and it asks me, and suddenly my phone screen pop-ups with this thing I have also shown in my PPT, that allow access to your photos, allow access to your contacts, allow location at all times. And and with that situation, generally what do? We tap allow. So not because we trust the app, not because what we know that what going to happen. We tap allow because we are too tired or to read that privacy policy, which is written so longer than a bank loan agreement. So so for years I have also did the exactly same thing, and so on most of us will also do the same thing, but I tapped it without thinking that what is going to be happen, and I shared my photos, my contacts, my locations, and unknowingly I share my habits and my behavior also. That app is tracking that kind of information, and piece by piece I handed over the most personal things that even I don't share with my natives and all, and to the company I knew nothing about. And one day it hit me that a moment of uncomfortable realization that I have uh, absolutely no idea that where my data actually goes, that such kind of personal data where it has gone. And it was not a legal issue, it was not a compliance issue, it was a deeply a personal issue. It was my data out there, my digital fingerprints, my identity, my routines, my preferences floating across the system. I could neither understand or nor be able to watch it where it has gone. So in that moment I realized that this is why we are going to need the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. And and if this is not going to happen right now, then it will be a bigger problem. Because if let's suppose that if this is the thing is happening to us, then suppose that what will be this is the thing happening to us, like we are already financially uh, we are financially literate professionals, educates, and think about the common citizen who will go to that process and allow the things which are really very problematic. And because because this is the sorry, actually I have a issue. 1 minute. So that's the point which came with the questions that key now we are having this kind of problem, we can have this kind of problem, then how this can be solved. So question first question came in my mind that we have to bring the DPDP Act. So first, why did India bring the DPDP Act? uh, because because it was a panic reaction or it was a planned revolution. The answer is both. That in the last 8 to 10 years, India went through a fastest digital transformation in the human history. UPI became the world's largest payment network. Aadhaar became the world's largest identity system, and Covin have handled the millions of vaccinations per hour that time, and ONDC changed the e-commerce, and startup captured billion of data points every day. So this kind of digital transformation we have gone through, and we created the Indian stack at a very large scale, but we forgot Indian privacy stack. So our digital system is running at a speed of 200 km per hour, but our privacy protection were stuck at only 20 km per hour. And DPDP is going to fix that speed mismatch. First reason for why the DPDP Act came. Second reason is 2017 Supreme Court judgment, which was named as Puttaswamy judgment. It enables the it created a right that privacy is a fundamental right under the Article 21, and now we had the right, but it also create a constitutional vacuum in that year 2017 to now till 2023 the DPDP was introduced. It is a constitutional vacuum because we had the right but no act or law to enforce that right, and DPDP going to fill that vacuum. Third reason why the DPDP was introduced is the global pressure. Uh, in the 2016 or I think 2018, the GDPR has been introduced. General Data Protection Rule has been introduced by the European Union. In the same way, the UAE and Saudi also issued the PDPL, and in the USA, California introduced the CCPA, and this law if any Indian business is exporting services to them, they suddenly facing that international compliance standard related to the privacy. In the same way, they ask that you have also a kind of privacy law in your country. You have also you are also giving something like rights to the your citizens, about that the same rights we are giving to our citizens. That kind of global pressure is facing by the Indian companies who are serving the outside. So such kind of global pressure creates uh, our government to create also the this kind of digital personal data protection act. Fourth reason is the AI. The AI rise. AI runs on the data we already know, and including the personal data. Once the AI tools begin using our browsing history, behavioral pattern, and customer behavior, facial data, voice samples, and location trails, the risk become higher. And because why? Because AI does not forget, and AI does not go in the isolation, and AI amplify the risk of this risk at a very large scale. And without lawful, consented, and accurate data, DPDP become the AI become unsafe, and DPDP come here, and DPDP become the first layer of AI governance, that is data governance. So these were the reasons why the DPDP become urgent, as well as planned evaluation. Now, as we understood why DPDP Act came in the picture, now let us understood that why we have named it as Digital Personal Data Protection Act. To understand this thing, we have to understand two two terms: data security and data privacy. So, for one second. So, for understanding this, we have to understand that security is not the privacy. Security protects the data, and privacy protects the individual. So, every company, big or small, applies the data security to all kind of information, which may be a source code of the app or secret formula, like Bikaji Bhujia have, a Coke recipe have, or payroll files, or trade secrets. Such kind of financial information, as well as the personal information related to maybe employee, maybe vendors, maybe its client. But security is all about protecting the data through passwords, encryptions, firewalls, access control, and breach prevention. These kind of security practices are to follow to make that data security implementable. In simple words, security controls the data from outsiders. The outsider word is important here, because security do only the uh, thing to protect the data from the outsider. But company and a company also can be secure but still violates your privacy. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are a person who likes the shoes or who collects the shoes, and through your social media behavior, the company can see that you are liking the sneaker pages, or you follow the shoes brands, or you follow the streetwear reels, and you are watching the streetwear reels continuously. Now suppose someone from the shoes company, from the similar brand you may have liked, calls you and say, you have liked the sneaker brand yesterday, and we have similar kind of shoes with a cheaper price, and do you want to buy this shoes price, do you want to buy those shoes with cheaper price? Your immediate reaction will be like, how did you know that such kind of information? Who allowed you to have such kind of information, personal information related to me? And why is this personal interest being tracked without my permission? This is not a security issue. Nobody hacked anything. Here is the privacy issue. So that's why so that's why the privacy and privacy is like, privacy here is compromise, in the way same way we also have experience, like we generally do the social media app scrolling and video apps, like so. But and these platforms are tracking the information or building a profile like what you like, what you ignore, what you watch again, how long you pause on the video, what you might buy next, and suddenly we see exactly the same ads we were thinking about, offer to purchase anything, and recommendation based on your private behavior. So security, and again the security is intact. Apps are not hacked, but privacy has been disappeared. So the that's why the privacy is also important, and the data privacy is doing going to do this kind of thing. So now, collectively, the data security and data privacy is amount to data protection. But data protection have also two things. Two more things: rights and governance. Uh, so at the end digital at the end why it is named as Digital Personal Data Protection Act, because digital comprises that what we are going to process is digital processing here, and personal data because it focuses on the data about people, and protection because it unifies the security, privacy, rights, and governance, and act is a binding legal framework. So this is not a security law, this is not a privacy law, this is a complete protection law. So it comprises the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. So we have understood why it is being named as Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Let's come to the point to understand the what is the DPDP. And for understanding it, there are seven core elements of it, which is first is personal data, second is data fiduciary, third is data principal, fourth is data processor, fifth is consent manager, sixth is the right of data principal, seventh is the notice and consent. We will go one by one to it. What these terms meaning. uh, Let us go with the first principle, that is data principle, personal data. So personal data, so everything uh, triggers application of the DPDP Act is personal data. So first question we are going to ask for application of the DPDP Act is that is the data is the personal data. If yes, then this law apply. If no, then the law does not apply. So personal data simplifies mean that any data about a natural person, identifiable natural person, is personal is the personal data. So it is we have to take emphasis on the identifiable natural person, because uh, any data related to the company or LLP is not a or any artificial person is not going to be a personal data. The personal data is going to be only and only the data relates to the human being, and this personal data not only is related to the basic personal data, which we consider that the personal data is name, email, phone number, PAN, Aadhaar card, and address, and such kind of information, which we consider as a personal data. But DPDP also covers the the very deeper thing, that is behavioral data. What I was telling in the introduction, that whatever we watch, whatever we like, how long we pause that, whatever we scroll, this kind of behavior pattern, if it is analyzed, then such kind of data is also be considered as personal data. And and metadata is also considered as personal data if it is directly or indirectly linked to the individual human being. The metadata may include the IP address from which we are using the apps, or we are searching the websites and all. Device ID is also considered device ID. From the device ID they got to know that what kind of phone we are using, maybe iPhone and maybe Android. If the iPhone is there, or if the Android is expensive, then such kind of expensive ads comes to us. Login time they are tracking, location trail they are location tracing is also being done here. that may affect the that may compromise our privacy related to religion, related to anything, related to trips, like we are going to the trips, and maybe we wants to search the hotel, maybe we wants to search the restaurant. That kind of uh, uh, forced ads may come there, and such data is covered under the metadata. And now comes the inference data. Inference data, for understanding the inference data, there is a concept of machine learning. In the machine learning, we what we generally do is what the we generally do is we provide the training data to train the machine learning. And secondary thing is come is the inference data. Inference data is nothing but the data we are going to put into that machine learning system to get to know that what kind of output it is generating. So in the AI, if in the chat GPT or in any kind of this kind of LLM, we are giving prompt to them, and these prompts are personal, which may be health related, which may be psychology related, and such kind of inference data we are providing. And if the chat GPT is also collecting such kind of data, that what kind of prompt we are using, what kind of personal information we are providing to them, that is inference data. So inference data can be such prompts, such buying intent. If the e-commerce company is using the AI powered app to get know that what kind of buying pattern you are following, or it may be income range, also can be affected, can be known by that e-commerce app, from the expensive or cheap things we are buying. Or if the AI powered health app is using your is tracking your personal information, like what is heart rate, what is your smoking things and all. And such data is also inference data, and also the personal data. And banks are also using the AI powered software to get know the credit worthiness of you. This is also a personal data. So in the ambit of personal data, there are several things come in there. And the simple definition of the personal data will be, if a piece of data can identify a natural person directly or indirectly, it is going to be personal data under the DPDP Act. So we have understood what is personal data. Now the question comes: who is responsible who is responsible for protecting it? So simple definition for data fiduciary is the person who is going to protect his data fiduciary. And the simple definition of the data fiduciary is the organization that decides why this personal data is being collected, how it is going to be used, and what happens to it. It is the ultimate decision maker, and that how what will be the purpose of the data which is being taken by the data which is being taken as the personal data. So who can be the data fiduciary? A chartered accountant firm, a school, hospital, coaching center, a maybe MSME firm, fintech firm, website with a contact form, or a shop with a CCTV, or business with the customer with various customer information. Such whoever takes the personal data and is going to be the data fiduciary. So in the DPDP language, data fiduciary is nothing but the captain of the ship, and if anything goes wrong, the captain is going to be responsible. And the core responsibilities in this uh, data fiduciary thing will be, we have to matlab, there should be a clear notice should be provided, a valid consent must be given to the data principal we are going to cover later. And data must be accurate in the system which he is implementing, and uh, implementing the proper security safeguards, so to ensure that data is not compromised. And there is a requirement also to any kind of breaches if happens, so promptly reporting to the breaches to the DP the uh, data protection board or certain. and eliminate the dark patterns. Such are the responsibilities related to these data fiduciary. Now in India, we have uniquely introduced a concept like significant data fiduciary. Significant data fiduciary are the entities who will handle the large volumes of data and process the sensitive information and influence the public behavior. Such kind of significant data fiduciary, examples of that significant data fiduciary will be social media platforms, big fintech, banks, health data companies, or ad tech platforms, or AI platforms, which are using which may be LLMs and all, and e-commerce companies. So such if these are the significant data fiduciaries, then they have an enhanced obligations as per this DPDP. First is appointing the data protection officer. Second is conducting the data protect impact assessment regularly. Third is the regular audits, and fourth is doing the risk assessment in the timely manner. So think SDF is like a listed company in the Companies Act, which if the in the same way the listed company are having more regulations related to them. In the same way, the SDF is required to follow the more regulation in the DPDP. So this was the data fiduciary thing. This data fiduciary pillar. Next pillar is data principle. So who is data principal? Data principal is the human, is the individual for which of which the data personal data belongs. The This is not going to be any artificial person, as I told you earlier also. This is always gonna be individual person. So this is the person whose identity, authority, dignity, and rights the DPDP is designed to safeguard. So and here the important thing is ownership related to personal data, that in the law recognizes something very powerful. Even if it is even if your data is stored on the server, or if the owner if the it is processed by a CA firm, then the ownership of that personal data does not transfer. Earlier it was understood that ownership is transferred to there is a misconception also that ownership has been transferred to that companies whom we have given the data. But now there is a concept that ownership is not going to transfer. The control will not going to shift, and the rights remain with the personal person, that is data principal. For example, if you submitted a pen to a CA firm, or the Aadhaar you have uploaded to a school, or the photo you share with an app, or the phone number you have given to the website, then all things is going to belong you if you are data principal. So if the data belongs to you, then there will be rights also with you, and we are going to discuss as a pillar what are the rights. So data principle is the center of the entire DPDP Act, and it is going to be the person who's around with the everything the DPDP Act will revolve. So and in the data principle category, the childrens are highly considered, that these will be the and for the childrens are highly considered. And for the children, the data principle is going to be their parent, and the person who are with the disabilities, or who are person with the disabilities, then their data principal will be the uh, lawful guardian. So this was the this was the pillar, and the next pillar is the data processor. So data processor is the entity that works under the instructions of the data fiduciary only, nothing else. If we consider as a data fiduciary as a captain of ship, then data processor is going to be the crew member who follows the captain's instruction, nothing else. A data processor is an entity that that process the personal uh, that process the personal data on the behalf of the data fiduciary without adding anything, without deciding the purpose, without deciding the means, and without any purpose deciding. So the job of the data fiduciary is simple, that he is going to take the instructions from the data fiduciary, nothing more, nothing less. Example of the data processor can be cloud hosting providers, payroll vendors, IT service providers, or marketing agency which are processing the data, or backend support team. So, for understanding the better way, if a CA firm upload the data on the income tax software, then the firm is the data fiduciary, and the tax software is the tax software company is data processor. In the same way, if the school is using the cloud servers for uploading the school records, though so the school will be the data fiduciary and the cloud provider is the data processor. And the most important part is the data processor has the zero liability to the data principals, and and they have only responsibility to the data fiduciaries. So if anything goes wrong, sir, do you have a question?
Sir, you mean to say that, any data which comes to, let's say to, CA or anybody for any purpose,
Yeah,
it can't be disclosed without any legal requirement. Let's say,
yeah,
if somebody, police come or CBI comes. Otherwise, i- wherever the, data, picture, any video which is gathered is, you have to protect at any cost, unless and until legal requirement.
yeah, unless and until legal requirement.
So if somebody goes to let's say hotel and somebody takes any item or कोई चोरी कर लेता है तो it
Yeah,
can't be उसको वायरल नहीं कर सकते you can give to police only
yeah.
and आपने
Only
वायरल किया तो आप खुद ही फंसोगे एक तो आप चोर आपके ऊपर चढ़ जाएगा इन शॉर्ट
uh, वो भी हो सकता है, he can use that rights, but that is not going to be actually this is very subjective thing, going to be very
but
subjective
just
thing.
generalize
Yes, just in the generalized case,
you can't
yes.
put to a public whatever the
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
anything it
but
could be.
if we have generally seen that you are under the CCTV thing, that we
Hmm.
are already giving them information that it is you are under the CCTV surveillance. But here is also a catch, that only giving instruction that you are under CCTV surveillance is no more applicable right now, because we have not taken the consented from them. कि अपन ने कंसेंट जब तक नहीं लिया उनसे कि आप लोगों का वीडियो हम लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, तब तक then there will be an issue, going to be an issue.
So we can say, news channel will be most, affected, looks to be.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they are
Thank
going
you,
to
sir.
be.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So where were we? At the data processor. So data processor, a very important part is there, that data processor has zero liability against the data principal. The only and only liability is the data fiduciary. So if anything happens with the data which is possessed by data processor, then if something goes wrong, and if let's suppose the data processor lost the data, then only and only responsibility will be with the data fiduciary, and the data fiduciary is going to bear the penalty. So while deciding the data processor, we should go with formal process, written instructions, and these are known as data processing arrangements, data processing agreements with, and these will be with the clear boundaries and strict limitations. So DPDP's center of gravity is simple. The fiduciary holds the legal accountability, the processor supports the executions, and the principal holds the right. This is going to be the power triangle in relation to the DPDP Act. Now let's come to the next pillar, which is consent manager. This is also a unique thing introduced by our India. that uh, that is consent manager. This is a consent manager is going to be a neutral, independent platform, which is which is uh, which is which is not work as a data fiduciary, which only job is to help the data principal to give, manage, review and withdraw the consent and across the multiple services from one single place. Think of it like a public utility which is trusted, similar to how UPI change the digital payments. The consent manager will change the digital permissions. So a consent manager is not a data fiduciary as told. If it is not going to decide any purpose, it is just a middle bridge, a clear and transparent and standardized layer, which is decided by DPDP itself, and it will be a bridge between the individual and the business collecting the data. So if I grant consent to any kind of through a consent manager to a data fiduciary, so every data fiduciary must honor it. If I withdraw the consent, then every data fiduciary must immediately stop processing on that, unless another legal ground exists. Unless another legal ground exists, I have told, because suppose I am a client of as a client of a CA, and I have told them that my Aadhaar card and PAN card will not be used by you, or suppose that my PAN card and Aadhaar card not, my financial information and my GST data is not going to be used by you, but our ICI but income tax and other rules, GST rules prescribe us to retain that information for something years. Then there are legal ground that we are going to have that such kind of information with us for certain period. After that period, we have to remove that data from our systems. So here is another catch, that uh, if I have told that if we are going giving the consent to a consent manager, and every data fiduciary must own it, and if I withdraw the consent, every data processing must stop it. But we have to understand the consent manager architecture here also, that consent will be the purpose and data fiduciary specific. For a data fiduciary, there may be many consents, and uh, and every time we give the consent, that consent must be purpose specific and also data fiduciary specific. For suppose we take the example that if we have given the consent to Google for photos, then the photo consent is given is uh, the platform is going to process the photos in it, but and also given to the Google. But if the consent related to photo is given to another platform, then that will be another consent. So such kind of architecture is going to be followed by the consent manager in future, and there will be and this will be a very uh, proper thing, because it is going to remove the dark patterns. It is going to remove the apps, the permissions it is taking as a privilege, and very inappropriate manner. And this consent manager will provide us a very good platform uh, to understand what kind of permissions we have given. And and I have also I am also thinking that in future we are going to have a uh, specific managers related to the finance, because this kind of specific consent manager requires the domain expert to understand what kind of consent should be given. So there gonna be sector specific managers related to the finance, health, education, and whatever sector it is going to be. So uh, this was the pillar related to the DPDP. Next pillar is rights of the data principal. So one moment. And these these rights are the heart of the DPDP Act, because till now we have not given any rights in the Puttoswamy judgment. That right is given, but it was not by the act. So the DPDP Act is giving us a very powerful rights related to our personal data. First right is right to access. The data principal here can demand to know what data you have, why do you have it, and how long you are going to use it, and how are you going to use it, and who, if you are sharing with any data processor, then whom you are sharing it with. So org- no organization can hide behind the complexity anymore, and they must respond to these kind of question. If suppose that I have asked this question through a WhatsApp or through a customer portal which is given to the company, then it is giving a clear notice. It will be considered legal notice to the company that I am asking for my personal data related information, and the company have to respond clearly and within the time defined, within the defined timelines that is going to be prescribed by the rules sooner. Next is the right to correction. Let's suppose if I have given the data which is not accurate, or which may be outdated or incomplete. So uh, so I can ask for correction, and fiduciary must have to correct it. There should be no delay in this. There should be no excuses. There should be no system limitations. It is system limitations excuses with it. It is a legal obligation to correct that information. Third is my right to eraser. If the data principal is demanding the deletion of the personal data, or uh, withdrawing to consent, withdrawing the consent of personal data, then company have to delete the data, and it cannot have the data, because by excuse that we have storage, we have cheap storage, so we are not removing your data. That is not going to be allowed. So retention must be, so here the retention must be lawful, necessary, and justified. So whenever the data principal asks to erase the data fiduciary have to remove securely that data. Fourth right is the right to withdraw the consent. Uh, Earlier the consent is earlier we once the consent given, we consider, or generally the company consider, that the consent is forever. It is not going to be forever. If I withdraw, or data principal withdraw the consent, then data fiduciary should stop the processing related to that purpose, and also the certain which I told, that the data fiduciary have to must have to stop the processing on that withdrawal of consent. And next right is right to grievance redressal. In this right, you have to the data fiduciary have to appoint uh, a grievance officer, and also a grievances and dispute handling system. If the citizen complains the data fiduciary that I have a certain complaints related to this, then the data fiduciary have to give the timely responses. So this is not going. Earlier, it is like a customer service issue and customer care platform, but now it is going to be a compliance platform which should be answered within a timely manner. And last, but not the least, right to nominate. That if human uh, have a uh, have a problem with a disability or death or incompetency or emergency, then data principal may choose the nominee uh, for all of these rights, and this is going to ensure clarity and dignity in these sensitive situations. So these were the rights to the data principle which is provided in the DPDP Act. Next pillar is notice and consent. Sir, do you have query, Rajnikant sir?
Anyone has any queries?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So next point is next pillar is notice and consent. These are very important thing which should be understood by everyone, even their organization, or even they are as an individual citizen. So, and the privacy notice and the consent is the starting point of any lawful processing activity. So this is let us understand privacy and notice in a simple manner. Privacy notice is a clear, plain language plain language explanation about your privacy policy, and that make understand the data principle make understand the data principle that what data are you collecting, why are you collecting it, how you are using it, who will you share it with, how long you are going to keep it, and what rights I have regarding to that data you have collected, and where is the grievance, if I want grievance office, or where is the your redressal office related to any complaint I want to put. So notice must be, and the notice should be easy to understand, and free from legal jargons, specific, transparent, and it must be there must be no dark pattern. It must be honest and honest. So, and also a point is placed that it should be in the 22 scheduled languages also. So these are the heavy things implemented related to the privacy notice to become very clear, and the points I have raised, that the privacy policy or privacy notices are such longer than a loan agreement, now gonna be solved, that because that privacy notice is will be in such a way that anyone can understand that privacy notice. So there will be no tricks, no dark patterns, no small font manipulations, and no hiding complexity in relation to the consent notice, in relation to the privacy. Now comes the second part, which is consent. Under the DPDP Act, uh, the consent must be freely given, means there should be no forcing. Consent must be in such a way that it is freely given. There is no forcing, there is no bundling. Earlier we've seen that in the if we are giving the if we are giving the permissions related to like photo access and location and all, they were coming in a bundled manner, that if you tap the allow button, everything is going to be allowed. Now they are giving every now they are asking every consent in one by one format. Like for photos they will ask location, and so this is the way they are asking in no bundling format. Second, it should be informed. Informed means user should understand its clear purpose, and there should not be any hidden meaning behind that. There should not be legal jargon words used that gives us the surprises later, and it should be specific. As I told, it should not be bundle, it should not be blanket information, it should be specific. Fourth is the unambiguous. It No pre-ticked boxes. Every boxes should be ticked by the data principle itself, and it should be revocable. It Revocable means consent should be as we take the as a data principle giving the consent to any platform, it should be as simple as uh, revocation should be as simple as that we have giving the consent. So and the last thing is verifiable verifiable is for the child, and the in the data DPDP Act, the childs are considered as most sensitive, and so the consent should be taken in the verifiable manner, that whenever a child is using the platform, it should be verified through OTP or through any means which may be notified, that it is a verifiable consent which is given by the parent or lawful guardian in case of a disabled person. So, and also there is an important thing in relation to consent, or in relation to the children, that no behavioral tracking of the children is allowed, no profiling of the children is allowed, no manipulating is allowed. So there's this these kind of restrictions are allowed, so verifiable consent will be a very important aspect. So the final statement is that privacy notice and consent is ensures that data collection in India moves from the silent execution or silent extraction to informed choices. It completes so it is completing the circles that fiduciary has the responsibility, uh, data processor has the limited execution, data principal has rights, and entire system is going to start with clear notice and valid consent. So these were the seven principles of the DPDP Act. Now, uh, let us consider the why DPDP is the base of the responsible AI. So DPDP is not a privacy law; it is the foundation of India's responsible AI governance. Let us understand from a CA point of view, and from business point of view, as well as from the citizen point of view, that AI, every AI model, whether it is predicting the defaults or suggesting the medicines or anything related to the behavior, doing the analysis of the behavior, runs only on the one thing, that is data. If the data is unlawful, or data if the da- but this data is not going to be lawful. Every data is not going to be lawful, because AI is going to require that data should be consented, data should be accurate, data should be minimal, and data should be purpose specific, and no excessive data have taken, and no not any manipulated data has been given. If the input in which input data is given unlawful, then the output becomes unsafe. If the input is biased, then AI output becomes the discriminatory. If the data is unauthorized without consent, then output becomes illegal. And so the quality of AI is limited by the legality of the data, and the legality of the data is defined by none other than DPDP Act. So the DPDP is going to be input governance, and AI becomes the output governance. And also, we know that AI is what doing AI is automating the decisions, but the decisions it is but only the DPDP is going to design the decisions, and on the basis of whether the data is collected for the decision making is legal, fair, and ethical. That is why the DPDP is going to be called India's trust architecture, that it is going to cover the data governance thing, that all the W things, that how data is collected, what data is flowed, and all these kind of questions. So, and from all these kind of questions, that how data collected and all, and from this, any every AI algorithm is going to impact from these W questions, and from which the DPDP ensures that there are no AI risk, and it builds the trust relation to the responsible AI. Now let us come to the point that we have understood, that we have thought, or we have understood, or we have a misconception, that we are also going to introduce law like European countries have introduced, the EU, like EU AI Act, have been introduced. But India is building a very mature approach and adopting a very mature approach in relation to AI Act. It is unveiled. It has just unveiled the operating manual. This operating manual is going to ensure that AI is safe, responsible, and accountable. And for the constituting this AI governance framework, the India has introduced the AI governance group, which will be the cross ministry group, in which the ministerial experts from the finance, education, and other ministries, and also the regulatory like SBI, RBI, TRAI heads are going to part in this group, and they will decide the AI what gonna be the AI governance. TPEC, actually there, this is wrong. TPEC, for full, it is not a good, it is not a real TPEC full abbreviation. It is technological and policy expert committee. TPEC is going to be a group in which the machine experts and machine learning experts and law experts and policy experts and data security and national security experts are going to uh, suggest what should AI governance group should do. And third is coming the AI Safety Institute. It will be the it will be going to advise the AIGG about the safe models, outputs, and risk, and the algorithm which are the risk, which are most affected and high risk, and also explain the responsible AI behavior. So these collectively are going to uh, form the AI governance framework, which is going to see in near future. So till now, whatever we have covered, why this matters to CA, because chartered accountants are stepping into the new era. Earlier the work about all earlier the work about was financial data, tax data, audit data, and statutory compliance. Now the work is and our work also involves automated filing, OCR based tools, and now this is work. Now this is also involving automated filings and all, and reconciliation algorithms and like this. And and because such kind of AI tools we are using, so we are going to shift uh, as a uh, as a uh, as a understanding of uh, the AI governance advisor, and we are gonna be data fiduciary, we are gonna be AI assessors, and we are gonna be governance advisor also. So our practice is in near future will be related to the AI governance, will be related to the AI audit and AI risk advisory. So we have understood that what is how this is DPDP is base of the responsible AI. Now we should understand that in our CA firms, if we are using the if we are providing the practice services, what compliance we must follow to first we should become the compliant of the DPDP, because we are the person who are taking the most sensitive personal data like PAN, Aadhaar, GSTIN, salary slips, bank statement, ITR details, and notices, and several other information which are personal data. And so because we are taking this kind of information, we are the data fiduciaries, and also sometimes we are the data processors. So while taking such kind of information, we should what we should follow is, whenever we receive the client documents, we should in as per DPDP provide the lawful basis or lawful purpose, that why we are taking such kind of personal data, and we should provide the correct notice. We should securely transfer the data if we are giving this data to any income tax software or any GST software. And we should take we should understand the retention rules also, that for how long we are going to have this kind of data. And second thing is, sorry while doing the storing thing storing of the client data in our systems, we must ensure that we have encryption in our system. We have access restrictions. We have defined the uh, backup procedure. We have backup SOP also. And we have defined the audit trail procedure related to storing of the data and archival of the data, that how we are moving the data from the initiation to the deletion process. Next is the outsourcing work. If we are giving data to the cloud providers or income tax GST softwares, we must also ensure that that as we are data fiduciary, they are gonna be the data processor. And if there anything happens to the data, the ultimate responsibility is on ourselves. So there should be written instructions, there should be data processing agreements. And we should have a system that understand that if any data processing arrangement is agreement is expiring or not. And we have taken every aspect related to how the data processor is going to work on that. Next, if we are using the OCR or AI tools, that many many of us are doing that, uploading the documents to AI tools. And for converting the PDF into Word file and Word into the PDF file, we are doing that thing. And that practice should be avoided, because uh, that is going to affect you as a data fiduciary. This is very prohibited practice related to the personal data. If the anything related to personal data is given to AI or given to any OCR platform, is prohibited. So such practices should be avoided as per the DPDP. Next part is WhatsApp or email workflows, in which we should ensure that, as per the DPDP, that the we have taken the consent of using the WhatsApp. That anything if related to the personal data like Aadhaar or PAN, if we are getting from the WhatsApp or email, then it should be with the consent. And if it is with the email, then email should be secure, should be secure sources. And no forwarding of the document is allowed without intimating the data principles. These practices which we should follow. And the vendor due diligence is almost covered in the outsourcing. And the vendor due diligence is also the data if we have related to the our clients, that should not be compromised at any cost. So these kind of compliances we should follow ourselves to first make ourselves compliant to the DPP. Next is the most important thing, uh, and most important thing, because it is the thing which is giving money to for us as a CA. So so this is gonna be the one of the biggest opportunity for the CA, if we are going to practice in the DPDP. Because the DPDP is not a IT subject, and it is also not a lawyer only subject. It is a governance and compliance subject. And this is a natural domain of the chartered accountant. And we should provide a DPDP readiness advisory services. So as we understood how we are going to implement and how we are going to complain for the DPDP, the same procedure we should apply to give the services to the uh, other clients also. First is the date. First, in that services, we can provide the data mapping and inventory, in which we are going to identify what kind of personal data is the organization our client is collecting. and where it is storing it, for what purposes it is collecting the data, what is the retention way it is going to be follow, and what is the risk related to that. That is going to be the first service we are going to provide to we are going to provide our client. Second is the privacy notices. That privacy notices should the we have seen that the uh, privacy notices uh, should be in the website. If there any website of the organization have, then there should be a privacy notices or privacy policy should be embedded. So we can also help them in advising about the privacy notice, in which the privacy notice will must cover every points, like from for what kind of digital personal data it is going to collect, and what are the rights related to it, what is the retention, what will be the retention time, where you are going to store that data, and what you are going to apply the process. These kind of advisory services of drafting the privacy notice we can also provide. There is third service, which is consent framework. The consent framework is part of consent notice, which is which must be given to the consent manager, as well as we can also advise them to build the consent framework in their organization itself, if their expenses, if their capex permitted, and we can draft the consent thing, that uh, by analyzing what processes, every processes that that organization is doing, and related to that processes, what should be the consent must be taken in the gaming, or let's say in the consent if we have taken related to gaming or edtech organization, then the children consent must be in such format that it should be understood by the parents or legal guardians, or in a very proper manner. Next service we can provide is the data processing agreements. Data processing agreement is a very unique service we should provide, that we can have in this thing we can have a vendor assessment, and data processor assessment, and and what kind of agreement we should have with them, which make the data fiduciary from the liability of any data breaches, which is done by the data processor. So such level of legal document can be made by us on the in the data processing agreements. Next is the retention policy document, which is mostly covered in the privacy notices, but there can be retention policy uh, also be drafted for the organizations, that how long we are going to retain the data, what are the ways we have securely delete the data, and there should be a retention register we can maintain from them. And grievances mechanism, we can advise them related to the grievances thing, that how you are going to solve the grievances and complaints that is received from the data principals, and how, and whenever the rules are come related to that, then we can advise that in what time limit you are going to solve these grievances. Second is the breach response. That is the eighth core pillar I have missed. Breach response is the uh, also a DPDP core pillar, that any breaches means, suppose that a laptop of your office, if you are a let's suppose if you are a chartered accountant, a laptop of your office has been stolen, or has been compromised, or has been broken, then you have to report this thing to within the 72 hours to the DPB, that this personal data breach has been done by us, or has been done by the data processor. It can be done by the data processor also, and first the DPB should be reported, and every data principal should be reported. of which this laptop contains the personal data. That is the responsibility is associated with the data fiduciary in that thing. And in this kind of information advisory service we also can provide to the clients. And the children data compliance is the highly affected and highest penalty thing which is considered by the DPDP Act. And the behavioral profile for adult is not somewhat extent is not protected by us by the DPDP Act, but in case of children it is very strict. And if we are advising the ad tech companies or gaming platforms or such kind of platform which are providing service to the children, then proper verifiable consent format, proper privacy policy, and all these services can be advised in relation to the children data specifically and tailored. Such advisory service can be performed by us. So, and the individual takeaways, I'm going to say that we should everything we go for allow, then first understand the privacy policy, first understand the what is the privacy policy there. If uh, if anything we are going to give relation to the allowing any app, or and time to time we should delete the old accounts. And time to time we should review the app permissions. First and foremost thing you should do that for today, uh, you every app you have installed in your mobile, go and check what permissions you have given to them. If you have given the permissions which should not be with that app, you should remove that permission as soon as possible, because it is doing nothing else than you're compromising the personal data. Third is the uh, third I have told that app permissions to be reviewed. Fourth is the official apps must be used. Somewhat in the older Android phones, we are allowed to use the apps which are not permission or not supported by the Play Store things. So we have to use the apps only which is allowed by the Google or allowed by the uh, Apple Store apps. And we should never share the OTP or any KYC information which is being already told by several platforms that this should not be shared in any manner. And in the WhatsApp, there is recently going this kind of scam that WhatsApp is being hacked, and such kind of OTP is being asked uh, through this hacking from your and it is impersonating your relatives that such kind of OTP give to me. And we should not share this OTP on this WhatsApp and such kind of platforms. And uh, in every app we should enable the two-factor authentication. and and every policy we are signing, we should uh, must read that privacy policy, because from now on the every platform is designing the privacy policy in the manner DPDP is required, because the complex formats are not allowed, and they are transforming the privacy policy in such a way that DPDP permits. And every time use the strong and unique passwords. And public Wi-Fi should not be used, should not be avoided, and should be cautious. And every time you are giving personal data to anyone, uh, use the rights, the six rights which is given by, because the DPDP in the transformation of this 18 months also giving you the rights, because the DPDP is also saying that the DPDP is going to be applied in the May 2027, but your rights are enforceable from now on. You can ask for the uh, applications and the data fiduciaries that what are my why my data is being used and everything. So this is the So connect with me on the LinkedIn and WhatsApp. Sorry, I have not shared the correct link here because I have not get the time related to upload it here. And together we should shape the India's data protection landscape and build trust in the digital economy, because we are the person being trusted for 75 plus years by the India in trusting every sense. Thank you.
Okay. So many giveaways and takeaways from this presentation. First, any doubts, anyone? You can unmute
Yes, sir.
yourself. Yes, please.
Hello, I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Whatever data from the data principle that is loaded on the computer, it should not be connected to the internet.
Data, no, no. It should, data principle is connecting, sorry, can
Yeah,
you repeat?
the fiduciary, that is the CA firm or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, they will be loading the data of the
yeah,
principal. So
yeah.
that computer should be separate, and only AI has to be run on that computer. That's it. Not with the AI platform or
Yeah.
with
The any kind of personal
the
data,
internet.
if
Then
it
it
relates
can be
to your,
shared by anybody.
yeah, if any personal data is related to your data principal, the client, then it should not be
Yeah.
shared to any platform, and that should be
Hmm.
that there should be a secured system we should have relation to that
Uh-huh.
personal data.
No, because when the security system, otherwise normally they don't have internet, because internet we have no control over the internet. So automatically it has to be a separate computer on which we load the
Yeah.
data and run the AI on that.
Yes. That is advisable.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more doubts?
Yes, sir. Lalit sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
anybody? Yes.
Sir, there are two aspects. One is, as a chartered accountant, how we should manage the client data. What opportunities, available to us as a chartered accountant, how, uh, we can consult our, give consultancy to our client to have a checklist, and, it's a part of the internal audit process, or how, other than, firm,
It is
how,
going to be it is very I am understanding that it is going to be a very tedious process. First and foremost thing, I will advise you to understand the data life cycle from the initiation of the data coming in your ambit or in your client's ambit, from to the deletion of this data. We should understand full life cycle of the data, and this is going to be the way uh, we will understand what kind of controls, what kind of thing we are going to apply in relation to this DPDP compliance in our services as well as in our client services. This is very subjective thing. When For the CA, I have covered many things that whenever we receive the client's document, how should we storing, how should we outsourcing, and this is not also an exhaustive list. This should be understood as what kind of processing in your CA form you are doing in relation to the client's data or client's personal data. So that should be first understood, and then and also the data lifecycle, and that is the way you are going to incorporate DPDP compliance in your office, and also whenever you are providing this to the clients, then you have to understood the same data lifecycle to that client, and what kind of data processes and things he is implying in his business must be understood, and then the things will be starting with data input, then what are the rest related to that, what are the internal controls implemented to that, and then goes on uh, till the retention of the data in that in with the data fiduciary. Yes, sir.
Any
okay,
more?
sir.
Any more?
Yeah.
Someone else was asking, I think Vibhuti ji.
Yes. Sir, actually, one question. Can you suggest, like, should we use VPN while using public Wi-Fi? Because it is suggested, but somewhere I've seen that it is not safe also. So what should we
Yes.
do in that case?
In that case, VPN is a option, but try to avoid the public Wi-Fi. I will say that because the DPDP's crux is uh, so that kind of penalties are there that I should not suggest to go with the public Wi-Fi as may be possible.
So I also said that India has banned VPN or something like that. Like, as
Till now, as I know, India is not banned yet, but let's see they are going to do that or not.
okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Many Chinese app and everything, they are all banned. Like I
Yeah.
was using.
आज ही क्योंकि मैंने देखा कि कहीं पता नहीं वीपीएन करा लेते हैं, पर वीपीएन कहीं बोल रहा है सेफ है, तो कहीं बोल रहा है कि इंडिया मैम कुछ कुछ वाले वीपीएन अभी बैन कर रहे हैं। अब वो कितना सही है कितना
Yes.
गलत वो भी नहीं मालूम,
Yes,
इसीलिए
yes,
आपसे
that
पूछा।
yes, ये इस तरह का कुछ मतलब ये they are also one important point is that they are also analyzing and creating a incident database. This AI governance framework, which I term I have used now, वो ऐसा फ्रेमवर्क बना रहे हैं, ऐसा इंसिडेंट डेटाबेस बना रहे हैं जो ये सारी चीजें टेस्ट कर रहा है और रिपोर्ट कर रहा है अपने सिस्टम्स में कि this kind of information is hacked and this kind of information is safe in relation to that. So और वो incident database जो इंडिया बना रहा है they are going to share with everyone in the AI governance framework. So in the India we are going to have a safe and uh, responsible AI. And also, uh, they are uh, they are they are making this incident database because uh, they don't want to kill the innovations. Also, they want to make secure innovations should be in our India.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more doubts, anyone? I don't think so. Any more doubts?
Mm.
Okay. So anyone, before we wind up, and such a beautiful presentation, especially all the compliances have been shown. The lastly 10, around 6, 7 things that what we should do immediately. We are not even knowing which app is taking our which permission. It is very true that is immediately whenever we are installing any app, we are giving the permission yes, yes, yes. So one thing only I want to share. There was recent news, not recent, in fact 6, 7 months back, some Chinese loan app or all this, what they are doing, that for recovery they are now threatening the users who have taken the loan with personal photo leakage. So I think many of the participants must have heard that. So that is
Yes,
very,
yes.
very risky. So all those things we have to combine and we have to be very careful. Our own safety in our hands only. So also not directly related. Suppose I want to tell something about frauds also. Not directly related to today's topic, but we have to educate our client. Few of the clients they are not so well equipped with technology and all this, all those notices and everything keeps coming, these fraud notices. So what happened, they are sending us that why our notices come, and when we check, then we come to know that this is just fraudulent email. So all these things, as a professional, we are having a lot of responsibility, and whether we like or not, we have to keep ourselves updated, whether we
Yes.
like it or not. Whatever is coming new, first effect is on the professionals, because we are handling others data. The client is giving us on with the responsibility and trust. So whether we like or not, we have to update in technology, in recent compliances, laws, everything. Okay, so very nicely everything has been made, and first time I want to say that I also want the PPT. Every time I keep getting the messages, already I have received 3 messages that when are we going to get the PPT. So it is very nicely drafted PPT, I would say, and very nice, very nice. Anyone else
Yes,
who
yes,
wants
yes.
to say anything? Anyone else?
Yeah, is the Act DPDP Act that is available printed, or how is it available on the website?
Yes, it is available on MEIT website also, and you search Google. Uh,
Okay,
it is available. Uh, Beer Act is available, and if you
hmm,
like to share, I will share also. And
okay.
also,
Please,
I
yeah,
have forgotten one thing. I have also created a dashboard for the DPTP Act that
okay,
make you understand DPTP very beautifully and very comparative manner to the GDPR, CCPA also. The
okay,
dashboard is the website. I will also share the website with you. My
okay.
personal website is there. It will
Yeah,
give you the link that how is the DPTP working.
Sir,
okay,
thank you.
okay.
Nicely presented.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir.
We got opportunity to learn so many things.
Yes,
इसमें क्या होगा
and
कि
I
एक
will
एक
say, add one more point that as I started practicing in the DPDP era, and I am realizing that even the bigger organization, even the bigger companies whose turnover are 100 crores and they are taking the data, personal data like a privilege, and they have not done something. They have not it still started relation to the DPDP, and when they ask me this kind of crux, that kind of survival thing going to happen if the DPDP Act notice of 250 crore, 250 crore notice for one instance is going to come with us, then they are telling me that yes, we want to have such kind of assessment with us. How should we are going to apply DPDP in our organization?
Sir, maybe one word and one line will have entire book after 5 years, 7 year time. So this is going to be big challenge for all industry, manufacturing, banking,
Yes.
everybody has a and India being
Ev-
now growing at a
Every
fast pace.
every person who is taking basic thing Aadhaar is going to be data fiduciary in a
Hmm.
smaller manner, in a larger manner, but they are going to be data fiduciary. School, colleges, maternity hospitals, they are taking every time Aadhaar. So this is the basic thing they are taking. So everyone has to comply in somewhat manner.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Lokesh. Thank you, everyone. So patiently listening this theory
Was
part.
very interesting and everything is so matlab, engaging so much.
Yes, thanks, sir.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Only my simple last request. I will share everything, sir, ka LinkedIn and everything. Also, sir is having one this. I forgot the name. Ranjan ji, क्या नाम था उसका? Acru Labs or something ना? I
Yeah,
forgot.
acrolabs.ai. My startup is working in the AI governance and DPDP field, and I am also planning to be a concerned manager soon. Concerned manager platform I'm going to introduce very soon.
Okay. So definitely we'll see to it. And just last thing that I will share everything in the group. Also some feedback in the group will be encouraging for the speakers, for the other participants, those who think that live classes are not, this will see the recording, because live classes have their own aura and everything. We can interact with the speaker. So everything has its own benefits.
But
Okay.
any questions you wanna ask, you can ask me through LinkedIn or through WhatsApp.
Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, we'll wind up. We may
Yeah.
use the concern. Yes, yes, definitely. So I'll share the LinkedIn where you can connect with sir, and also this DM and everything, WhatsApp, everything. Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Thank you so much. Due dates are there, but still so many people, 50 people had joined, and towards the end, there's still 15 plus people are there. So thank you so much, everyone. And now we'll meet next year. Okay. So this
Okay.
was the last session and very important topic discussed, and it is great. Thank
Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year,
So
sir.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Okay. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you.